After the ball is over, after the skein is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 458. Today is Saturday, June 12th, 2021, as we are recording. I am Marlacia, also known as Lady Furnico.
And I'm Talia, also known as Franciscan Gypsy. Before Mom goes into the rest of her spiel, we have new lighting system that we're trying out. My old lights kept falling over, so they're two big circle lights. We're trying to figure out how bright we need them without, completely blinding ourselves.
And washing us out.
If
you can tell us.
Yes. Do you feel like it's still too bright for you to look at, Mom?
I'm okay.
Do you want me to turn it down one?
Let's see what happens if you turn it down one.
So this is very much a work in progress because this is our first time using this new lighting system. So.
Because we're not very far from the lights.
How's that?
That's fine. Didn't change a whole lot, so it's fine.
And,
okay.
Maybe in the future also try pointing it up, which is what we used to do.
Right. Yeah.
Because then it kind of bounces off the ceiling.
And these lights are cool because if we want to they each have a place to put a phone in. So if each one of us could even record by ourselves if we wanted to, and have the phone sitting in the center of the light. So that's kind of cool.
And I can't really judge if the light's too bright because lights always hurt me.
And this light is taking me some getting used to.
One more down?
If you want to try it.
Keep on going with your spiel. I'll turn down one.
Okay. We want to welcome all new and returning viewers. To the Fun in the Woman Cave. If you are new, we're glad you found us. We hope you find something you enjoy and that you will come back. If you are returning, we're always glad to have you back. If you are new or returning and you are in the shadows, just kind of lurking, we're glad you're there. But if you'd like, we'd love to have you gently tap the little bell and hit the little subscribe button so you can get notifications and we're up. And if you want to take part in all the fun and the camaraderie and the alongs and all that kind of stuff, you need to go to our home page, which is phnpodcast.freeforums.net. That's phnpodcast.freeforums.net. All you have to do is say you want to enter and we'll let you in. We're trying to make sure that everybody's a person and not a bot, okay? And we'd love to see you there, all right? Let's see here. How many projects do you have?
I think I have 11.
Okay, I have 8, so you go first with your tea.
Okay, let me taste very probably. I'm pretty sure I have 11. Just bring out my show notes.
Hands down my favorite tea. I just wrote the most over-the-top review for this tea for Plum Deluxe.
Well, it's not over the top if you feel that way about it. Okay, so, yes, I do have 11. So my tea today, Mom had decided that this tea was almost too coffee-like for her, so I have a bunch of this now. This is from Vine and Leaf, and
which is our local place.
Yes. Fine teas and artisan chocolates, and this is the chocolate truffle. Like taking a bite out of velvety smooth chocolate confection. This tea is truly a chocolate lover's dream. Rich Ceylon black tea is blended with cocoa nibs, chicory, chocolate chips. Hopefully they're not dairy chocolate chips. Well, they probably are. And even a dash of cocoa powder create this lusciously decadent indulgence. Well, it's dark chocolate chips, so it might be okay. It also contains black tea, cocoa nibs, natural chocolate flavor, chicory, dark chocolate chips, cocoa, and blue cornflowers.
They didn't used to put all their ingredients. It's nice to have them do that.
Yes, it is.
They're really
They also didn't used to put down how much time either, I don't think.
Yes, they did.
Oh, they must have written it in.
They're really a very, very nice place. They deliver, especially during the pandemic. They delivered. So
it's only if you're local to the deliver, though, right?
Yes, and I mean local, like within a 5-mile radius or something.
Yeah.
You know, it's actually closer for them to come and deliver it to me than to go to the post office.
Right.
So,
And this is my Chester Bunny mug from Plum Deluxe. Yeah, it's good. It's one of those two that you definitely don't want to. I think that would be good with a dash of milk.
I would have to agree.
Because it is a very strong tea.
Yeah, I'm glad I gave it to you. It's good. I like it. But it's one of those teas where sometimes I like it and sometimes I don't. The one that I really like from them, they got rid of. It was called
That was the monkey one.
Monkey. And it was very, very good. And I was
I
really
keep wanting
sad.
to call it chocolate chunky monkey.
I went, me too. But that's an ice cream, isn't it?
It is an ice cream. I think chocolate monkey or something like that.
Are you having a stroop?
Yes, I am. I'm having the normal cinnamon one because the lemon one isn't. Yeah, it wasn't where I could get to it easily.
I have a lemon one. And my tea is in my. This is what my daughter's head looks like. It is an oboe. And the tea I'm having is Plum Deluxe chocolate mint, like the cookie oolong tea. It's got oolong tea, black tea, cocoa pieces, cocoa peel, peppermint, roasted chocolate, coconut chips, vanilla, mint essence, and has caffeine. So this is the one I went crazy over, and I just ordered some more because I had to open up a new one. So this is really fantastic. I love this. And this, again, they also say with a dash of milk would be good, but I don't want to waste it. I don't want to ruin it. And I'm having a stroop as a lemon stroop, as I said.
That is good.
All of Andy's teas are good. Even the ones I don't like are good. Because, you all have different tastes.
Right.
Okay, so moving on. We mentioned the fact that we are still accepting anything you might want to send to the pregnancy center or to Evan's house because we are open now, so we can do things. And of course, we're still promoting Comforting Crafts. That goes directly to Brittany, and the Amelia Project, which goes to VT Kimmy Kim, and the Operation Christmas Child. And Steph put a link. I'm not sure if it was in YouTube or if it was in the group.
It was in the group, I think.
Where you send the stuff for that. So you can check that out
Actually,
there.
no, I can't remember for sure.
So I didn't have a chance to answer all the comments, though I did see them all. Thank you for taking the time. We just had a little bit of a busy week. Okay, now the first along, and I will read the rules for the first one and then kind of make adjustments as we go, is our PHN Christmas All Year Long Cal Lao 2021. This started January 1st of this year and goes to midnight Eastern Standard Time going into 2022. So if it's January 1st, 2022, it's too late. Okay, and we've gone through multiple times about the vagrancies of when we close. So just try to get it in before midnight going into 2022. All right, you might have a grace period, but you might not. Okay. All projects must be knit, loom knit, or crocheted. Previous whips are allowed, but must be worked on during the along. Chatter and pictures are in the same thread. One whip per project per week. The FO whenever it's completed. Okay, we do have prizes. Featured patterns and featured yarns. Any finished objects in Franciscan Gypsies Designs patterns, Lady Fernico Creations yarn or my shawl pattern, or Lollipop Girl yarns or Laura Constant Designs patterns will be eligible for 2 chances at a prize for the finished object only. If you use a featured yarn and featured pattern together, it's 3 chances at a prize for the finished object. The hashtag is PHN Christmas All Year 2021 on Instagram. If an FO uses 50 yards or less, please post 2 projects at least together in the thread of 50 yards or more. Okay, so if it's less than 50 yards, you need another one. All right. Operation Christmas Child projects or anything going toward Christmas donations is eligible for 2 chances at a prize. Let's see. Projects, we are having special colors for this. So we'd like the colors to be either greens, shades of green, shades of red, blue, shades of blue, silvers, golds, purples, and pinks, along with white. So nothing like yellow or brown or orange, right? Those aren't Christmas colors, okay? It's very arbitrary. We decided what Christmas colors are, but we want everybody to be able to participate.
Yes.
So if you don't celebrate Christmas, you can still participate, okay? Let's see. And I might be missing something. If I am, feel free to go ahead and look into the thread. Everything is there because I kept adding things as we thought of them. The prize for this, we're pulling prizes every quarter. So we will be due to do another prize draw for this, I think, at the end of this month. Let's see, January, February, March, April, May, June. Yeah, at the end of this month, we'll be able to pull another one. So probably like July 1st. We'll pull for prizes. And that quarter, the second quarter prize, we have two. One is a pink cotton yarn and a small pink bag set. And the other one is Plymouth yarn, 3 skeins. Okay? Now, autism awareness also, it goes until the end of this quarter. So end of June it ends. This is, let me see, to foster awareness for autism and Asperger's, that whole spectrum. The featured autism-specific patterns and yarns that are eligible for 2 chances at a prize are just like always, okay, with a couple of additions. You know, my stuff, Taya's stuff, Laura's stuff, Braid It Bright by George, who is 10 hours or less, and the Weighted Lapgan and Teddy by, she used to be Miss World, but now she's a Modest Creation. I believe she's on Etsy
She is on Etsy.
and Ravelry. I'm not sure
Yes.
she's on Lovecrafts or not. So those are the featured things. All the normal caveats apply, with the addition that the colors must be either bright or blue, and the blue should be bright. Blue is a autism color. So, okay. Projects can be anything you want to do as long as it knit, luminate, or crocheted. Okay. And we have Looney Hiker donated one of her lovely patterns to a lucky winner, and Christina donated 2 prizes of yarn, different yarns. So that, and Christina is Mama C. So thank you very, very much for your donations. I showed those yarns last week. The Comfort Along, which is Wombat of Doom and B-Wing, that's Patty and Brittany respectively. They are doing this along on our platform, and we are 100% behind it. There will be a thread in our group, okay, and that's where we'll pull the prizes from. However, let me read the rules for this, because this is their along, okay. This along will run from March 1st of this year through midnight June 30th, 2021 Eastern Standard Time. So once you hit July, it's over, okay. No previous whips are allowed. So March 1st is the start date of all projects, March 1st or later, and then you can put whips in after that, okay? Items eligible for the Comfort Along can be knitted, crocheted, or loom knit, and they're looking specifically for dishcloths and washcloths and hats, and the sizes for the hats can be young child through adult, and they are having a greater need for boys, colors, and gender neutral, okay? So they ask you to please keep that in mind when you are, crafting your items. I mean, I figure if you do like a 3-to-1 ratio or something, or 4-to-1 ratio, maybe that would be fine, so that women get something.
Right.
But like we discussed last week, things like blues and greens.
Yeah, if you choose your colors wisely and your styles wisely,
Yeah.
it can be unisex.
Yeah. So, and still be fun.
Yeah.
They suggest patterns like the Fits the Whole Fam hat by Cozy Up Knits, because they're so stretchy that they are suitable for many sizes. Chatter and pictures are in the same thread, 1 whip per project per week, and the FO whenever it's completed. If you are also in the Comforting Crafts Facebook group, please feel free to post your pictures there. However, as far as I know, all the prizes will be taken out of the PHN thread. But please do feel free to post in Comforting Crafts anyway. I don't know if that might change, or just to give people
to develop another community, to foster another community.
Right. Well, also it's a wider group to maybe decide they want to do this, and we want to help Brittany as much as we can. Prizes will be randomly generated to the PHN page and the random number generator app, or whatever it is that's called. For the prizes, we have 2 skeins of Dishy yarn, dishcloth pattern booklets, handmade greeting cards by B-Wing, which are awesome. I have a skein of yarn, and Talia is offering a tortoise versus hare pattern book. Okay, the tortoise versus hare pattern book and my yarn will come from us. We will mail them out. The other prizes are coming from Patty and or Brittany, And if you want to get information on where to send these, contact Brittany. She will tell you how to reach her. Like I said multiple times, we don't want to have her information all over the internet.
Yeah.
Okay, and that takes care of that. We're into rough drafts.
Alrighty, so
Actually, went pretty quick.
yes, it did. Let me pull up my show notes. The first one I have to show. Good, I finished the row just in time. Is
You're not doing
oh, that's right. Design first.
No.
Sorry, I'm having a little bit of trouble thinking.
Neither one of us slept very well last night, so
In my Silver Shed USA Peanuts Christmas bag is Davina's Christmas stocking pattern that I'm designing. So
is it coming along well?
yeah, we're getting. I think I have one more small chart before I go into the starting the foot.
Is that one going to go into the for patterns for people to?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah. It's a complete design, so yeah. But I've only been focused on one design at a time, so this has been it. So yeah, that got some work.
I have another one.
And then in my Silver Shed USA Tree Frogs bag is my Buttercups and Bluebells Field project, and the pattern is On the Forest Floor by Simone Crete. So, this is all Miss Babs Yowza. We've got Squash Blossom, we've got Dragon's Flight, and we've got Inkwell. I had to take out this row of Dragon's Flight at one point because I did it as a garter by accident, so I had to pull it back and start as a stockinette. But yeah, it's very slowly but surely because, you know,
A lot of stitches.
a lot of stitches.
Should taking it out almost took as long as it took to put it all in.
Yeah, I mean, I know that sounds kind of obvious, but part of it is just like it doesn't seem to end.
Well, and you've got to make sure that you don't drop anything you don't want to and all that kind of stuff. Okay, my first project is in my Cloverbird Mickey Mouse bag, small medium, and this is my Spoiled Bunny Stomp scarf. And like I said, I usually work on this during the podcast. It's just that I don't have to pay attention to it. I am making progress on it. It matches my shirt. The skein gets smaller a little at a time. It's one of those skeins that just seems to go on and on and on. And it's Tess Designer Yarns, and it's got like 590 yards or something. I mean, it's huge, and it's worsted weight. And it's getting, I could almost, make this just a little longer and make a hat or something to go with it. But, Davina likes those fashion hats. She would never wear this, though. So, she's not a scarf person. I mean, she is a scarf person, but not this kind of scarf person.
No.
So, yeah, this is the Surabel pattern by Sarah Sweethearts. If you've been with us for any length of time, you know, because I talk about this pattern ad nauseum. So you can see it's coming along. It really is. Look at that. It's just huge. Like that.
I think I have one more time of two, and then I'm just one.
Yeah, you might have two at the end if you've mistaken, but it's okay.
So, in my oh yes, that's one. The bag's probably somewhere at the bottom. I try to do it in order because otherwise I forget what I've done.
Right.
And I don't always have things organized. Oh, I must have it on the side after
What are you
all.
looking for?
There it is. In my knockoff designer bag, I think it's
Which-
supposed to be like a Vera Bradley kind of thing.
Which serves its purpose well.
Actually, it doesn't because
No?
it's got a terrible tear in it.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
On the inside?
Yeah, it does.
But if you've got it sewn up, it'd be fine.
I'm not sure if it's something that can be sewn up.
Oh, maybe a seamstress would do it.
It's a bad material.
Oh,
It's one of those fraying materials.
that's not good.
See,
Oh, right.
it is not something that sews nicely.
Yeah.
You can see where it's just frayed.
She might be able to put some bias tape on it and then sew it.
But I'm just
That'd be
too
worth
lazy to use another bag. So in this bag is Candy the Bookworm. This is the Cyrano the Bookworm pattern by me. And I'm using Hobbly-Hoy in the colorway Candy Floss. She needs to be stuffed a
I
bit.
forgot you had Hobbly-Hoy.
This was one of the few Hobbly-Hoys I had.
Well, she didn't have that for a while, right? Hobbly-Hoy, isn't that Jen's?
Yes, for a while
Yeah.
she was just doing
She was
the
just fiber, yeah.
and I only got one or two of her skeins before when she's doing yarn before she stops altogether.
Because I think she's a teacher now.
I'm not
She
sure.
was going to special ed,
So yes,
I think.
I need to start stuffing her head so she doesn't get.
She looks cute.
Yeah, she thinks so too.
Of course she does.
And this is worsted weight yarn, so I'm using a G hook. That is a 4 point, because there's a couple different G hooks. This is 4.0, that's what I thought.
Is it bad that you say 4.0 and I think computer? Version 4.0.
Oh no, So,
Okay, you have one more, right?
yes. In my, that'd be this one. Yeah. In my nice soft pink brown Knitter's Magic bag is my Canary Song, which is the Comfort Yourself with Your Music project from the Little Women, pattern, excuse me. The project is Canary Song, the pattern is Comfort Yourself with Your Music. The book it comes from is Little Women Knits, and the designer is Joanna Johnson.
That's a mouthful.
I'm using Miss Babs Yowza in the colorway Squash Blossom. And even though you can't necessarily tell, I have actually done quite a bit of work on it. It's just that,
Have you got to the armhole yet?
no, it's going to be a while. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. You can't hardly tell that I've done a
Right,
fair
yeah.
amount of work
Yeah.
on it. But I have. It's just, I mean, there's no way I'd be ready for the other armhole yet.
Right. Well, you're going across the back, right?
Yes. Because it's a side to side.
Just finish these couple of stitches before I bring out my pattern. My next one.
So yeah, enjoyable to work, but it's definitely going to be a while before this one's done.
Do you think you'll be done for retreat if we go on retreat?
Oh, I have no idea. I can't predict
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah. So let me finish this here. Because apparently I need to do that before I start. So I would just do these stitches. Because I guess I want to put it away and have the opportunity to start something else if I can. Let me just don't. When I go too fast, I catch the stitch and I split it. I have to not do that. So I'm almost done here. There. Almost done.
Likely story.
Likely story. I said it, didn't I?
Doesn't look like you're done.
I said almost, not done. There we go. Now I'm done. All right. There. Okay. Let me see what my next one is. Where's my marker? There it is. Okay. I keep forgetting to mark the progress thing. You know, put the little marker on the top. But that's okay. This grows pretty quickly regardless. All right, my next one is in my... Oh, it's in my Knitter's Magic bag. My Knitter's Magic navy blue bag. I guess it's navy blue, maybe it's black, with the purple flowers. This is my Welcome Little One project from the On the Porch blanket knitting pattern by 5410. I can't recommend them enough. Honestly, I've never finished anything of theirs, but every time I start something, I have no problem with it. It's just I get startitis and I don't like doing knitted blankets that much, but I like their blankets, so I keep starting them, and they're just fabulous. I like them a lot. I did make a little bit of progress on this. I don't know if you can see. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for them to tell.
I can't tell how bright it is on the big screen behind us because it's dark. But yeah, I think I did maybe 3 or 4 rows on this. And this is something that I can just, make sure, as long as I make sure I'm on the right side, I know what I'm doing and I can just go. I just have to measure it. And this is one that I can see that if I need to do a blanket, I wouldn't mind doing this one because it's just, it's it's mindless. You just
Right.
as long as I keep my rows straight, and as long as I don't split them down the middle and ruin the whole continuity of the thing.
Right.
So yeah, this is fun. I'm enjoying this. I just have to make sure I pay attention. This is my Bare Necessities, and I think it's a bulky weight. Let me see. Yes, it's bulky. So
Okay. In my Silver Shed USA Kitties in the News bag. Let's see.
are you doing just one now?
Yes.
Okay. You need to make sure you find a decent story because Stephanie likes the stories.
Yes.
Yes, Stephanie, I am taking your name in vain because she can take the hit. Did you do this one, Taya? The first cat on Animal Planet?
I feel like I might have been not. I'll
Okay.
do it next time. I found this one here. I can't see the name of the news story, but I'll read as much of it as I can. The search for America's top cat has finally completed something week, and it was unanimous. Hal House Cat's hula hoop talents were like nothing ever seen in this competition. He dazzled friend and foe alike with his rendition of Cat Who Swallowed the Canary, a hoop routine that ended in a roar of applause. Lucky for kittens around the country that Hal intends to end his amateur status and hit the catwalk next year. And the story is by Scoop Somali, even though I can't read the name of what the headline is called.
Right.
So it's just where it got sewn.
Right. I have to talk to Anne about ending stories in such
Abrupt manner.
abrupt yeah, it's places where you're hooked and you don't know what's going on.
So in this bag is, oh, I hope I'm not in the middle row. I'm not. Okay, good.
Daddy's yours.
This is mine.
Okay. Oh, that's the yeah.
This is my Lake of Shining Waters. It's Anne's sweater from Green Gable Knits by Joanna Johnson. And I'm using Andean Treasure in the colorway Sapphire Heather.
I really like the Andean Treasure yarn.
Yes.
It's soft and it's pretty. I did a lot of progress on that.
I mean, not that much this week.
Oh, it looks good.
Uh,
Very nice.
it's one of those ones that you really can take anywhere. I think is this the one I think this is the one I worked on mostly my doctor's appointment last week, although I got a little bit done this week.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the progress that you're seeing here is from that.
Excellent.
Simply because it's one of those mindless type things.
Okay. Okay. In my Plover Bird pink and purple teacups bag is my comfy cozy shawl from the scrap shawl pattern by Anastasia Sattel, and I'm using an eye hook and Miss Babs Yowza 6 skeins of that. I don't know if I'll use them all, but that's what I have. And this, I did do some work on this. Where is my thing? Okay. All right. So it's growing. This one is mine. So that's what it looks like. And it grows very, very fast, as you know. This is what, my 3rd or 4th one.
Something like that.
I really enjoy this pattern. It moves along quickly.
It's your 5th one.
It is?
You've got the 2 for me. You've got this one. You got 2 for you. And then you got the one that you made Crystal.
And then 2 for you. Yeah. This is my 4th one. Yours is my 5th one.
Yes.
Yeah. But your 2nd one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just different shades of green for this. And I don't really have a pattern for it. I mean, greens and blues, I wanted to put a zing in here, but I thought it would be too abrupt. Unlike crystals where, that pop of color was a little more I don't know, it seemed different.
It was more in place or whatever.
I don't know, it was less jarring.
Mm-hmm. Well, it all depends what yarns you choose.
Yeah, and I love Zing. Zing is one of my favorites of hers.
Mm-hmm.
But I just didn't fit with this. I don't think that bright blue I don't think it would fit with this. I mean, you can give me your opinions. Do you think bright blue would fit with this?
No, it's a little more muted. I think that it would give a different tone to it.
So that's what I'm doing with that.
Okay, next for me is in my Sofa Shed USA Bat Signal bag. And this is Dad's sweater. This is the Fundamental Men's pullover by Jen Hagen. I'm trying to get stuck on some yarn.
You all right? I should have worn my shirt like that. I would have matched. I wore it yesterday.
There we go. Okay, so for a while, the front has been done. The back has been done.
Mm-hmm.
So that's this way.
It's quite long.
Well, yeah, because it's
Because today's tall.
guys.
Yeah.
And slowly but surely progress. Although it's actually not that slow. It's just that
That's a worsted weight, right? Or
it is a
DK?
worsted weight. It is a worsted weight. And I'm using US 10s, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because that's how I got gauge. So
It's a good size needle to work with.
it is. And it makes this a lighter weight sweater.
Mm-hmm. Which is good. It's enough that Daddy can get warm in his office without being overheated.
Well, especially since he'll have a shirt underneath of it. You don't
Right,
want to be
right.
dying.
And they keep that office really cold, he tells me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
I wonder if it's something to do with keeping the computers nice and cold.
there are other reasons. Less than politically correct reasons. So we won't go into that here. And it's conjecture.
There we go.
Okay. My next one is in my Kikibu Owls Holiday Owl bag. And I only did a little on this. I think I tore out last week the other one because it wasn't stretching. So I only did a little bit on this. I like working on this, but sometimes I just don't want to loom knit. So I haven't done a whole lot on this. It's a very bright color. And the baby will not be lost. So, yeah. It's a Cindy Wood loom that Laura Concert gave me. She gave me a lot of looms. She spoils me. So this is... The yarn is some kind of Hobby Lobby yarn. This color. It's a 4-weight, so it's a worsted. Kind of a light 4-weight, I think. But,
Yeah. All right, so in my oh yeah, only worked a little bit on this. I think I worked on it on Sunday or something, or it might have been right after the podcast. This is my Project Hot Stuff.
It's a cute bag.
The pattern is Walking to Town. It's from Emma Knits by Joanne Johnson. This bag, Lori, no, not Laura. This is Mama C.
Right, Mama C, you're right, it is.
Who gave me this bag because it matches the
The hot pad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got one of my hot pads.
yeah.
sitting
There's
up there.
her tag in here, Mama C Creations.
I didn't want to dirty my hot pad, so it's up there.
Yeah, my hot pad is more decorative as well. So,
It's so pretty up there.
this is using Airport Hot Sauce, and this is a Dragonfly Fibers colorway. Found another
An original Dragonfly.
Yeah, I found another mini skein of it.
What did you?
Not mini skein, but skein that I
Scraps.
used.
Scraps.
Yeah, it wasn't terribly scrappy, but it was at least, it was something else. I must have taken it out of something.
Was it? What do you mean by not terribly scrappy? You mean it was?
It was like
or?
it wasn't a full skein, but it wasn't like almost. It wasn't like a true mini skein.
So it was like a 50 gram, or
I can't tell you. I'm not sure. So yeah, just a little bit of work.
That's really pretty.
So it grows slowly but surely.
Do that. Do that. Okay, let me just.
And this is more of a. Well, also, it's an idea of replacing. Because I had ripped out my red weight shawl, which I was barely wearing anyway, to make a red Thorns cowl. Thorns hood. So I needed another purely red shawl.
Right.
Not that, not I might actually wear because it'll be a better size for my needs.
Okay, let me just put a placekeeper in this. Put this away. Because I will work on this later, I think. Oops. All right. There you go. Snickers. Snickerdoodles? Yes, I know, but I had to put Snickerdoodles away first.
That darn cat.
You're thinking of Miss Peppermint Kitty Cat, if you please.
NBKC.
NPKC. She hissed at you. Okay, let me put this away.
Were there a couple versions of of the movie That Darn Cat? I seem to remember like maybe the one Davina and I watched them in black and white.
I don't know. No, I think that was always in color.
Was it always in color?
That's Disney, isn't it?
I think so.
I think it was always in color.
You know, it might have been. I feel like it came around the same time as like Chitty Chitty Bang Bang and all that.
It was it was probably
color.
Yeah. That was Haley Mills, wasn't it?
I honestly don't remember. I just remember that Davina and I watched.
Because I didn't see.
And several times.
I think I watched it maybe once. All right, this project,
I don't think it was as dumb as Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
I always liked Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
I don't like Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
I've always loved Chitty
Actually,
Chitty
you know
Bang
what?
Bang.
I dislike it less than I do Bedknobs and Broomsticks.
I love Angela Lansbury.
But I don't. It felt
You're just a pain.
well. It felt kind of like almost like a second-rate Mary Poppins because it didn't help that you had the same guy who played the father
Right.
in Mary Poppins
Right.
in that, and it just
Well,
it felt too similar to
But
me. I think
Disney had, like everybody else,
yes,
people they went to.
but it felt more second-rate in comparison to Mary Poppins.
All right, the next one I have, now that she's given us her opinion, in my Mama C large owl bag, which I also have the matching pot holders, and a second bag that's a little smaller than this. So I have like matched luggage, which makes me incredibly happy. Thank you, Christina. So this is my burrow wrap. This is Kay's pattern burrow wrap, and I call it the bag end wrap. And I did make some progress on this one. Here's the front of it. So I did a few rows on this. I think when I was at the doctor's office or something. I don't remember.
I don't know. I wasn't with you.
So yeah, I did this, and I do have still some. I've got a few rows to go yet. I'm not in a hurry. It's just
It's there.
it's there, and I enjoy it. And if it's one of those things where I say, oh, I'm going, and I'm going to have to sit in the doctor's office, or I'm going to have to sit in the car or something. This is something. If I'm doing this row and we go on the road to do the retreat, I don't have to read this. I just have to keep track of it. So this one and my scrap shawl, the loom knit hat, and the Surabel. I would have enough variety of projects I can go from each, and my hand wouldn't hurt too much that way. And I could just sit there and do it without getting too much of a stomach ache. Because if I read too much in the car, I get nauseous. So I used to be able to read in the car, but not so much anymore. So yeah, that takes care of that.
Okay. In my, I don't feel like this one got very much work, but in my red tote bag, no, it's not even tote bag, red canvas bag, is my Embers cardigan project, and the pattern is the Calligraphy Cardigan by Hannah Fettig. And just continuing work on the cowl collar.
It's so pretty.
And I always think it's too small, but then I think what it does is it picks up for the ball band
it's
and the
I think this is a shawl collar.
well, it is a shawl collar, but usually shawl collars are a little bit wider.
No, you said a cowl collar.
Oh, I'm sorry, shawl collar.
Yeah.
That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, I know you did.
And I think you also pick up for the ball band for the button band on this collar as
do
well. Yeah, I think so.
Is that going to be ribbed all along the band? The
It wouldn't be in this direction if it is. I can't remember what the band looks like.
Well, yeah, of course, but yeah, it'd be pretty.
So yeah, that's got some work.
That's gonna be a pretty sweater.
It is gonna be a pretty sweater. And it'll go with red and with orange and with yellow.
Okay, this one I worked on yesterday while we were at the hair appointment. We went to get our hair done. Okay.
I think I should have got my bangs a little bit more, but
Yeah, maybe a little bit. Yeah.
I think she thinks I maybe sweep them more than I do.
Well, we have a new hairdresser.
Yes,
We'll
we
talk
do.
about this later, but we have a new hairdresser who's done our hair once or twice, but she's still getting to know our
Yes.
preferences. She's fantastic, though. Okay. In my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles bag, which is an Anne Brody bag, Anne Brody Gardner bag. I think that's her last name now. This is my Arwen's Hooded Cowl from the Thorns Hooded Cowl pattern by Epiphonora. Okay. And I did some work on this. For some reason, my gauge is really wonky on this. I don't...
Well, part of it we also determined it wasn't just gauge. You added something you shouldn't have.
Right, but I'm not taking it out.
No, but I think that's what the issue is. It's not your gauge. I think it is that you did garter instead of...
There's a row where I did a little bit more garter than I should have.
Yeah.
And that's fine. I'm back on track
You didn't
now.
do the full row. You only did part, like the very beginning of it.
And this is a really fun...
So that's why it was funky.
Yeah. This is a really fun pattern because what's it called? That Fibonacci? Fibonacci. Yeah, I think this is... It
is.
Fibonacci thing.
Numbers.
So this is fun, and it's just, basically knits and pearls, but it's the way they put them together. And I'm enjoying... This is going to be nice and light.
And she's doing version 2.
Yeah, I'm doing version 2. So this is Miss Babs in the slate blue colorway. Not just slate, but the slate blue. Or blue slate. I like this color. It's pretty. It's more blue than the other one, which is kind of a gray purple. This is blue. And so it's a lot lighter than I thought.
Yeah, and because mine's going to be is the same.
Is it?
Well, you got to think about them. I'm using the same yarn, the same needles.
Yeah, but it just seems like it's just heavier.
Also, when you're early on, it feels like it's
Okay.
lighter.
I guess as you...
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a lot of fun. I'm enjoying this. I would like to do more work on it. I have so many projects. Like I wanted to work on my sweater, the pullover. I just couldn't get around to it.
Right.
Because I had other things I had to do first.
Shocking.
Yeah. Well, and like other things. So yeah, this is what I'm doing. What did I do here? Oh, I'm talented.
So for me, my next one is in my soft brown Knitter's Magic bag. This is the Quicksilver sweater. It's the Hillcrest coat by Amy Miller. It's for Little Miss Thing. And did a few rows on this time. I'm using Knit Picks Bulky Stroll. And there's the back. It's growing.
It is growing. It's really, really pretty. I'm surprised at how well the cables are showing up.
I know. I was a little worried with the dark gray, but it's showing up quite nicely. And
She'll love that.
it's so soft.
She'll wear that with her lighter hat.
Yeah, and it's warm. So,
She'll be fashionable when she goes outside.
yes. And this one also has some sort of collar, bigger collar, I think.
Does it have a shawl collar to it?
I feel like it does. The collar gets added later, so I can't remember.
Applied collar.
Well,
Is that what it's called?
I've never heard it called an applied collar for that. It's just
Yeah, I'm just wondering.
applied. Usually, when they're talking about like applied border or something, they're working up against. They're So that's when you're picking up and knitting as you go, but in the opposite direction of the way the stitches are already going.
Perpendicular.
Yeah. So, you usually see that. I've seen it with borders a lot of times.
Well, that's what I usually hear it applied.
But
Borders.
the collar would be going in the same direction as the rest of the thing. It would just be...
If you have to pick up stitches, technically it would be applied.
Yes, it's just not the term they tend to use for
right,
that.
Right.
Your turn.
Okay, in my green Star Wars bag, this is an Anne Brodie Gardner bag, is my another Sorabelle. This is the Mad Hatter cowl, and it's in the Mad Hatter colorway.
I'm not sure why you don't just say Silver Shed USA, then it saves you all the problems of trying to remember her new last name.
Well, I always say by Anne Brodie.
Oh, I always just say Silver Shed USA.
So this is this one's not as I'm not as far on this one, for whatever reason. I think it's just because I pull the other one out. Whatever bag is first, I know where the other one is. I don't always know where this one is.
Right, well that's the newer one.
Because it's newer. And it's, because it's a Sorabelle, I work on it, and if I work on it for a half hour, I get a fair amount of fabric out of it, because it just works up really quickly. I really think that she has an absolute winner with this pattern, and I've said that multiple times. People who have been with us for a while probably are tired of hearing me sing the praises of Sarah Sweethearts, but I really, really do like this pattern from her.
I really hope that's really her last name.
It's
that'd be
not.
I figured it wasn't. It was too. Most people aren't called Sweethearts and they have the right last name.
She,
But it would be awesome if it would have
on
been.
her pattern is her actual name, if I remember correctly, and it's not. It's something else.
I had a feeling it might not be.
I don't even think Sarah is her first name. So she maintain a little bit of anonymity there.
Yeah. Okay, so next is in my Silver Shed. No, this is Ploverbird. Small tie-dye bag, bigger on the inside. And in here is my Lothlorien hood. And this is the Thorns cowl for me. So you see, Mom, here's the...
It still feels a little bit heavier.
But, I mean, it might be...
Down here it doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as you go along...
Well, it starts kind of cording in on itself a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I might also be a tighter knitter than you.
Could be.
But I think a part of it is just as at the start, it tends to be a bit looser.
I mean, you're a tighter crocheter than I. Wouldn't surprise me if you were a tighter knitter as well.
So this is in the colorway Berlin from Miss Babs.
That's such a pretty colorway.
It is really pretty.
We're not really big fans of variegated necessarily.
But this one's a
But that
really
one's really
pretty
pretty.
variegated. And it works very well for this project. So there you go.
Okay, let me just finish this stitch.
There goes my notebook.
Where is my thing? Oh, there it is. Okay. Put that there. I'm trying my best to put extra hooks and things away so I don't have to worry if I
About
do
which one? Mhm.
about which one it is, because I don't always remember to put it in my notes. Let's see here. I thought she put her name on. Yeah, she did right here.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Now. Okay, my next one is okay. In my let's see Silver Shed USA blue PHN Faces bag, and this is my husband's artwork on this. And this is the by special request shawl and this is from the scrap shawl pattern by Anastasia Zattel, and I'm using Miss Babs Yowza and Madeline Tosh in this. So this is for Talia, and I did make a bit of progress on it. So I think I worked a whole movie working on this. So this is the Mad Tosh.
Very cool. And right now they're only going to see the one color right now.
This is I've got this color, I've got the Zing.
I have a feeling you'll probably go into variegated after this one, right?
No, I'll go into a solid after this. This is a variegated.
I guess you're right. It's so subtle that I...
Yeah, this is kind of a gray blue. This isn't equal, is it? God bless you.
No.
This is something else.
No, it's just some sort of gray I picked up.
Yeah. It's very close to my blue slate, but I think it's darker. Yeah, so I've got these colors in here. There's one that is still skeined up.
Mom, can you pass me a tissue? I don't have any.
Means I have to get up.
Thank you.
So this is the one that I haven't reskeined yet. This is a Marigold Jen.
And that's the one I think that pulls in my zing a little bit
I
more.
love Scenic Route. It's a great color.
Because I had a couple colors that are a little bit more muted, and then that particular color pulls in the zing.
Yeah, so what I'll probably do is do either the gray or the Zing, and then I'll probably put the Scenic Route in. So
that it pulls.
So that's I do love this pattern. Of course, you've heard me say that as well. This is kind of like the Surabelle. It's one of my go-tos.
Right.
So.
Okay. Let me just take a drink of tea. All right, next for me. Oh, okay, so this is a new one. It also ties into frogs.
Okay.
Because I went ahead
You go to
and...
the frog pond.
Yes, so I'm going to pull in the frog pond right now because it works for this.
Okay.
I had a weigh it in the squash blossom colorway. Hardly ever wear it. So I went ahead yesterday and yanked it out. Didn't lose any yarn from it, which is awesome.
Great.
And I went ahead, and you use you pretty much use the whole skein for the weigh it. So I have the whole skein. And I went ahead and I started my Bombers hood, because Bomber is the one who wears yellow. See, now you can see how loose at the beginning I am.
Yeah, that feels more like it.
And this is a Thorin's cowl to go with all my collection of things in this colorway. Because I'll have a sweater, I'll have a hooded cowl, I have a Diana's hat, and then I have this shawl that has it in it.
Right.
Basically, I'm trying to get a collection of as many accoutrements in. Yeah, eventually, I know I'm going to run out of this yarn. I kind of like to keep it on in stash. This is the one color that I try to have like something in. I try to have
everything
in it. At one point, I want to knit a full shawl in it, but I don't have enough yarn for that right now. So yeah.
And I don't have that yarn.
No, Mom actually has never had this yarn. This has always been my go-to. And I'm doing version 1, because that's the only one I haven't done yet for the Thorin's cowl. And Bomber is the one who has a yellow hood, even though Bomber is not my favorite. He's not bad. I felt bad for him when Bilbo told him that he would watch, and when he actually ended up going to the camp of men and elves to give him the Arkenstone. He told Bomber was tired, so Bilbo said he would take a watch, and while Bomber went and slept, he went and talked to Dane and to
Bane or whatever. Blaine.
I think his name was Dane.
Yeah.
And he went to talk to men and to the elves and to Gandalf. And when they tried to get him to stay, he said, "No, I promised old Bomber I'd be back and wake him up." And he did. He woke up Bomber and went back.
So why did you feel sorry for him?
Because Bilbo didn't
watch.
Didn't watch. He was you know. If Thorin had thought about it, it would have technically been Bomber's fault. Thankfully, it seemed to occur to Thorin that Bilbo must have snuck. I mean, Bilbo had the ring, so maybe they could have blamed it on that.
Right.
But yeah, this got some work on. I started it yesterday.
It's very pretty.
So yeah.
It's not a color I wear.
It's a color I wear constantly. Sorry guys, allergies.
Alright, let me just...
That's the last
I
one
don't
for
have
me.
anything.
Okay, I also have... So we covered Frog Pond. I'm so sorry. I also have an FO.
Oh, excellent. Are we already there? I guess we are. Oh, yay.
I finished Luz the bookworm. This is my Cyrano the bookworm pattern.
Is she going to be wide enough?
Yeah, actually a lot of them are just a little bit too wide. So she should be just wide enough.
Okay.
If she's not, I'll have to make an extra one. But I think she will be wide enough. And once Candy is done, you'll be able to have yours back.
Pippin will like getting off the floor. Because he's tired of being kicked around.
Yeah, she's been almost done for a while. I just went ahead and finished her. And honestly, I feel like I'm almost halfway through Candy.
Mm-hmm.
What I've been doing is in the morning, I've been working a little bit on Candy. So she's been working up quickly. But I love how Luz looks.
Looks pretty. She turned out really well.
Yeah, I'm happy with how she turned out. And for people who don't know, I use my bookworms on the top of my curtain rods to block out the light to help with migraines. So the light's not bouncing off my ceiling. And it takes a total of 4 of them. Unless you have a ginormous one, but then you just stuff the ginormous one in there.
Like my ginormous one.
Exactly. I have 2 on one window, and then I'll have 2 on the next window. The original Cyrano, and I think I called him the other one Milo or Masty or something like that. So the 2 boys are on one window. The girls will be on the other one. There we go.
Okay. So now what?
That leads us on to, do you have any graphic novel?
No graphic novel.
Okay, I do have, sorry guys, some beads and string. Let me just, because I'm not able to usually put the beads and string where I can get to it once we have all the projects here. So let me reach over and grab it. Some of it I can't show you because they were special orders and I already sent them off.
Right.
But the ones that are here, well, I fixed, because Mom's talented, I had to fix her rosary again. I've made the space a little bit more for her fingers to slide in, because what happens is she yanks on her beads
I
when
don't
she's praying.
yank. I do not yank.
Well, it's enough that you've managed to snap
I
my
do
cord.
not yank.
You snap a 90-pound paracord.
But I did not yank. Let's not exaggerate.
She puts a lot of pressure on her beads.
Leave us not exaggerate.
I got spilled on.
Tea. Yeah. Okay.
So,
Just be careful
these are the
exaggerating.
ones that just need the cords snipped and such. This one's a special order. It's a St. Joseph's rosary. Actually, I'm not going to pull it out because I'm sniffling and stuff. Actually, no, my hands are fine.
That's looking really pretty.
So, just my typical St. Joseph. I use the, I think this one's a gold cord. Someone else wanted the coyote one for St. Joseph, but I think I sent that one out already. Because I had two St. Joseph rosary orders back to back, so the other one is sent already. This is a newer order. And then this one's yours. She lost her St. Paul chapel. I have no idea what she did with it.
Well, I think what happened is when we were moving my desks around, switching out our desks, I think it got lost.
So, this is with the navy blue cord, which I didn't have at the time when I made hers.
It's really pretty.
I did try to make a little more room between the beads, so hopefully that'll help keep this one intact.
Yeah, I never broke that one. I can't find it.
Yeah.
I put it in a special place.
And it's so special that you can't remember where it's
where
at.
it's at. So if I find it again, then I just have two of them. I'll give it to my friend.
Right. And then this one is, that was a carpenter's one. Oh, then this one is actually finished for the shop.
Safe.
I just need to list it. This is my Franciscan rosary.
Oh, nice.
So it's got the San Damiano cross, which is the traditional Franciscan crucifix, and it's got a St. Francis centerpiece with the wolf.
The Wolf of Gubbio.
So, and I used, I think this one's a gold cord as well. This one is in progress. Oh no, I just need to trim this one too. Okay.
Oh, that's pretty.
I must not have put, oh, I forgot to grab the ones that don't need to be trimmed that I'm just working on, because I started a Juan Diego one, but I left it in the other room.
Oh, did you?
Mm-hmm. Here's St. Michael. Oh, I'm sorry. I call this a protector rosary. On one side, it has St. Michael. On the other side, it has a guardian angel. And it's the same thing for the Our Father beads. It's the exact same. It's the same thing as the centerpiece medal. The same picture on the Our Father beads. Both for the back and the front. So, and it's got this simple crucifix. And this is my colonial blue cord.
That's pretty.
So this one needs to be completely finished and listed. And then the last one is a Father's Day gift.
That's turned out nicely.
And this one's completely finished. So this
It's got
is
the relic in it, right?
the Padre Pio with the relic. It's also, it has his face
Yeah.
on it like that, so it's really nice. And it's hematite beads, 10 millimeters, and it's got a silver cord. Because Dad doesn't have one with the 10 millimeter beads that I've made. He has St. Michael, which is a 8 millimeter.
Yeah.
But this one's particularly good for guy hands.
And he has somewhat of a affection for
Padre Pio.
So
Well, we kept bringing him up, and I was like, well, I have the relic, I'll save that for him. This one I can't make a listing of because I don't get the relics very often. So I don't want to have people think this is available, because it's not. I can make something similar, but not with a relic. Alrighty. Let's see which one's done. That one's done. Okay.
Okay.
Yes. So that generally leads on to shop news.
Shop news before
We
royalties?
tend to
Shop news before royalties.
we tend to flip back and forth, but yeah, shop news before royalties.
Okay. I do have stuff I've been dyeing yarn, which is part of the reason why I didn't do more work on the stuff. One of the things I'm going to show you is not, it's already spoken for as far as I know, but I wanted to show you anyway. I had a custom order for minis, and so this is what I came up with. And I'm not sure if it's showing up accurately. These are shades of purple, not blue. I have a couple of new colorways in
We'll
here.
have to see if you guys like the light. We have 3 different settings we can go to, plus the shades of that.
This is a new colorway. It's called Nerds, like the candy. Mm-hmm. This one is Tri-Violets, which you guys have seen before. This one is a one-of-a-kind, so I can't recreate this one. It was an interesting attempt at a speckling, and I like the way it turned out, but I'm not sure I could do it again. This is Darkwing Duck. Davina got a kick out of that.
Even though she vehemently claims she doesn't like him anymore.
Yes. And this is Grimace. And this is a very deep purple. I would love I'm not a purple person. I would love to have a sweater out of this or something. So that's the set for the person who ordered that custom. This is the Nerds in bigger skeins. Okay, I have not reskeined these yet. I have 2 of them, but I'm only going to show you one at the moment. See, there's 2 of them. So this is a speckled yarn. And I'm not sure if that's showing up true to color in this light. It looks to me like it's coming up kind of blue. You'll have to tell me. It's purple. It's purple with different shades of purple speckles. There's some blue speckles in here. And it's really pretty. I like it a lot. It has not yet been reskeined. It will be going in the shop as soon as I reskein it. There are 2 of them. It's a fingering sock. It is repeatable if you like it. It might not be exact because of the nature of it.
Right.
But it will be pretty close. So it takes care of this. I have 2 of these. And the next one I'm going to show you is, you've seen the colorway before, and I'm not sure if both of these are already taken or just one. But it is repeatable if you want it, and the person who asked for it only wants both of them. It is repeatable if you want it. Mm-hmm. So let me just show you what that is in a second. This is my, again, unreskeined. This is my what's it called? Sea glass colorway. So, sure, it's got the right name on here. Sea glass. So, and this one can be darker or lighter as the yarn takes it, but this is essentially what it is. It's blues and greens. Like, you know when you walk and you find like a Coke bottle or something and it's been, rough and tumble of the waves. This is sea glass. Some bottle of that kind of stuff. Or whatever it is that got rough and tumbled. So I have 2 of these in fingering sock. I do not know if both are claimed. It may be that just one is claimed. It was a custom order, and sometimes she surprises me and she takes more than she asked for. So,
right.
So, but in any event, if you like this, I can redo it. This is the second time I've made this colorway. So, so that's what I have for yarn. I also have that you saw before, but I'm going to show it to you again just so you kind of have a refresher of your memory here. These will be going up as soon as I can. What did I do here?
I don't know.
Oh, I didn't mean to take this out. Okay. Get this connected again. These you saw a couple weeks ago, but I hadn't had a chance. I don't know if you saw them reskeined or not. I haven't had a chance to put them in the shop yet because I was in a hurry to get certain ones up that had been special orders. So this one is the DK is an OOAK. This is one that has those colored like little nibs or nut, whatever they're called, those neps. So this is a DK weight with the neps, and it's an OOAK. It's 230 yards, 8515 superwash merino. Okay, so the neps are colored nylon, and it's pretty soft. I like it. Now I have one of those. I have two of these. These are on my sparkle base, my fingering sock sparkle, and this is seafoam. And this one is also, I can repeat this one, but it may be a little bit different depending on how the yarn takes it as well. Do the dye method. But it's a very pale green, and it's got sparkle in it, which is kind of nice. It reminds me, Talia said it when I showed it the first time, of Little Mermaid. So this is coming up on the shop as well, it's fingering sock. And then there's this one. This one's actually a speckled yarn, and this is fingering sock. It's another OOAK. It's green with blue speckles. So these will be going up. This one I can show you a little bit closer here so you can see the speckles. Can you see the speckles on that? I can't tell. It looks like you can. Okay, so that's what I've got right now. I do, I'm thinking about doing some other yarns as well as soon as I get these listed. Oddly enough, I've been being kept busy with custom orders right now. So
Which is great.
Which is awesome. I usually do those as I can, but when I've been away from the dye pot because of whatever reason, sometimes it gets me started doing something else.
Right.
This time my custom orders let me to get new colorways, so that was kind of fun.
Which is awesome, yeah.
Yep.
I don't really have much in the way of shop news, other than, I've been updating my rosaries. I've been trying to work more on the rosaries to get a few more new listings in there. But, it's going to be a little while before I have a design to give you guys the test for. I just haven't had the energy.
Right.
And I've been just focusing on one at a time. So,
Well, that works, right?
yeah, it's just not going to be as high energy as it was last year.
Well, you might go in phases with that kind of stuff.
So, yeah, that's all for me, really, for shop news. It's just not quite as energetic.
Right. Okay, so now we have royalties. Do you have anything besides what I want to show here?
No, I don't.
Except for the tea I gave you.
Yeah, and
You
you
already
saw
showed
that.
Yeah. Okay, so what I have, we have very generous people in our group who spoil us absolutely and positively rotten. I got this big box from Stephanie, who is, what's her name? I can't remember her. I always get mixed up with her name.
She's Steph.
Is she just, no, she's not Steph.
It's not Steph Keith.
No.
Oh, it's S.
I don't know what her handle is. I always used to think she was Miss Cookie or something like that.
No,
but
that's someone else.
Stephanie, I apologize because I always talk to Stephanie. Crosses different social media with us. We do a lot of other things together, so I'm not sure what her name is elsewhere.
Right.
I'm used to her as Stephanie. So Stephanie, regardless of what her handle is, sent me this ginormous box.
I'll be able to tell you.
And I knew it was coming to me, but it's just blew me away. She knows that I've been trying to do different things to maybe save my hands. When I'm going to put this box down because I can't see what I'm doing. She sent me this. How generous is this? This is a knitting machine. I am really super excited to learn how to use this. Oh, it has, look at this. It has how to use it on the back. And she sent me links. She's been prepping me for this since before she even sent this, because she sent me links to Facebook groups and tutorials and all kinds of stuff.
Well, that should be something you should be able to do fairly easy while watching TV. Once you get the hang of it.
Once I get the hang of it. I have really great people, we have really great people who encourage and help and just support in whatever you want to do.
You should have enough room on your desk, too, to use it now that you have a new desk.
I should. And I can do it on a TV table.
Yeah.
This, Stephanie was very, very generous with me. This is really amazing. I didn't realize you could make all this stuff on here.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is for 4-weight and 3-weight yarn. I have to take a look a little. Wow, does that say what I think it says? 4. That's not included in there, is it? I guess I'll find out when I open it. What I'm looking at is they have examples of things.
It sounds like that's included.
It looks like there might be some yarn in here. which is interesting because that'll let me play around with it a little bit before I get started. But they have things on how to do your tension, tight, moderate, or loose. Oh, that's interesting. And row counter, only use for tube knitting mode. Okay, that's interesting. There's a lot of neat stuff here. There's panel knitting and tube knitting, so you can knit flat or in the round. So this is interesting. I'm looking forward to looking this over. This is cool. Thank you so much, Stephanie. As I said, we get spoiled rotten. We are very appreciative. Thank you very much. I am very appreciative. That's a very generous gift.
Yes,
Thank
it
you.
is.
Okay, so that takes care of that. Anything else for that?
No, I don't have anything else.
All right. Now we're not going to do life just yet. We're going to do still have autobiography type, the author type stuff.
Yes. You usually do books first.
And before we do the writing.
Oh, wait, writing, sorry.
Our writing, I don't know if Ty has a shared story, but we have done a ton of brainstorming. I think we said last week, we've taken the shared story in a completely different direction.
We have.
So we sat down and we brainstormed, and because it was such a different direction, I took notes and I wrote up a kind of a quasi, not necessarily an outline, but kind of a, what do you want to call it? Just kind of a notes.
Yeah.
Kind of notes so we know where we're going. This book will never see the light of day. This is actually several books.
Yes.
And it's never going to see the light of day because in order to make it readable, it would be just a mammoth task to edit it and keep it in the proper point of view and all that kind of stuff, because by nature of being a shared story and taking, there's repetition, there's switching POV, there's all kinds of stuff. But it's something we really enjoy doing. We've been doing this for like 12 years.
Yes.
And so it's a big, huge tome, and it would be a royal pain in the neck.
It would be.
To try it. We would have had to edit it more as we went. Because there's got to be thousands of pages for this thing.
Yeah.
And, but we decided to go a little bit of a different direction based on character integrity, I guess you would say. It was just, we didn't want to force things, and also it wasn't necessarily that it was forced so much as it didn't seem like it would be right.
Yeah.
Based on further reflection. So, and looking back on it, it builds up really nicely throughout the story. The way we've changed it, it works.
Yes.
So we're kind of happy with that. And I know it sounds all kind of mysterious and shrouded in unnecessary kind of vagueness, but
it's something we're excited about.
We're excited about, and nobody's interested in it but us, but we're excited about it.
Yeah.
So.
And we've been, I haven't done some writing per se. If I have, it's been very little. Most of it's been honestly brainstorming.
And sometimes you need that.
Yeah. Especially when you're considering such a drastic change.
Right. And it's very drastic.
Then that leads us, do you have any other writing?
Not really. I know I'm probably looking at doing prompting again pretty soon. I think we're coming to the end of that, but they haven't called for prompters yet. I felt like writing, but I haven't really done any.
That leads us on to reading and watching and stuff.
Okay. Most of my reading is basically the same. I did Mother Teresa. I started The Hobbit, so I'm reading that. I'm reading A Pocketful of Rye and A Walk with Mary. That's by Edward Shree. We're doing The Office, Divine Office for Dodos. I'm reading Abandonment, Divine Providence. And I've been doing a lot of listening to the Hollow app, you know, to do some of the prayers, especially when I'm walking. I'm sure there are other things, but I can't think of it. I'm listening to a lot of Hugh Fraser reading Poirot. I don't really want to listen to podcasts right now. I am doing it, but
well, you just go through phases. So
right now I just want to listen to Hugh Fraser's soothing voice while I'm doing whatever. He's reading, he's reading Poirot, and I like to listen to Poirot. So that's basically, I'm not doing a whole lot other than that.
So for me, first of all, Great Courses Plus is combined with another entity, so we get one-shot documentaries as well as the lectures. So
oh wow,
it's now, it doesn't change the price or anything. It's now called Wondrium. And I watched a couple documentaries that were like no more than an hour each. on that. One was on the ukulele, and how it's come back into popularity and the history of it. That was interesting. It actually can get some pretty complex music out of it. I was really impressed with the sound that could come out of that little thing. And then the other one was on obituary writing. People who write obituaries.
Yeah.
And it was really interesting.
I have children who are morbid.
It's not morbid because it's actually a celebration of the people's lives.
that's
because they don't spend all this time talking about how they died. They mention how they died, but it's like they did this during their lives, and they're trying to do their lives justice because this is a snapshot of their life. So no, that's actually the opposite of
It can be, yeah.
morbid. Besides, morbid would be if I was just going, ooh, death,
Yeah.
or like obsessed with it or something. But no, it's a celebration of life. So those are the documentaries, as well as some YouTube ones I just been watching. But I've read through a bunch of the Gerald Morris books, and they're young adult fantasy books that are based off of Arthur. He is not necessarily a huge Lancelot fan. He does Lancelot his due, but when Lancelot came in, they kind of knocked down Gawain as Arthur's best knight. That was originally Gawain's role. So he really likes Gawain, and Gawain tends to be a recurring main character.
I like Gawain.
So the first one and I've read all of these before. Some of the last ones I haven't read yet, but I haven't gotten to those yet. So the Squire's Tale I reread. The Squire, His Knight, and His Lady. The Savage Damsel and the Dwarf. Parsifal's Page, and Parsifal is before Galahad was a thing, Parsifal was the original one who was supposed to find the Holy Grail. But then when Galahad became a thing, Galahad was the one.
I like Galahad too. How do you spell that? It's Percival, isn't it?
There's the thing that the person says. There's so many different spellings. The spelling they had to kind of choose a spelling, and they went with Parsifal, Parsifal. But
that's old spelling.
Yeah, it's not pronounced Percival. It's pronounced Parsifal.
Well, obviously, if that's the spelling, yeah.
He said, there's so many so many different spellings to choose from. He just had to pick one.
Because I know when I've read things, it was Percival, so they must change. They chose a different spelling.
Yeah, and then, this book has always been my favorite of all of them. It's the Ballad of Sir Dinadan, and Sir Dinadan is the one who he's only had a very small part apparently in actual Arthurian legend, where he comes up usually in the Ballad of Tristan and Isolde, and they had accidentally had a love potion, and he's always in the background, but he's always kind of like a snarky character in the background, so they focus on his character. I love his character. This is probably my favorite of the Gerald Morris books.
Now I have to start reading this. I have one of your hard copies somewhere.
Yeah, probably the Squire's Tale.
Yeah.
And it's just a fun read. It's a nice, easy read, which is great. And as for things I'm currently reading, still reading Peace and Prayer, Wisdom from Teresa of Avila, and I'm reading The Fellowship of the Ring by J.R.R. Tolkien. I forgot how long of a period of time he spends just introducing hobbits and the Shire and all that, but I'm just taking my time in there, really absorbing them and their culture. I think in the past I've always rushed through that part because I just want to get to the story. I'm purposely taking my time.
Well, I know I made an effort because I'm reading The Hobbit right now. And usually when I read The Hobbit, I'm like, oh, here comes another long poetry kind of thing. Now I'm reading it, not skimming it. And it makes a lot of difference to be doing that. I appreciate it now.
Right. I think because we're used to different time period, different style, we tend to go, I just want the meat of the story.
Right.
But there's a reason he put in that other stuff. It's world building, and it's got meaning. It's not just fluff.
Right. He didn't say, oh, I think I'll break into poetry here.
Right. No, there's a reason why he's doing what he's doing. So trying to take my time and not just be like, oh, I want to get to X, Y, Z. This isn't a race. This is...
Enjoy it.
Yeah, enjoying the story.
Yep. Okay.
That being said, we only just got to the part where they're trying to describe how the Hobbit occurred in that, they're talking about Bilbo's ring. They're only just now starting to talk about Bilbo's ring.
Right.
I haven't even met Frodo yet.
Right.
I'm still in the scripter. It's the narrator speaking still. And he said, the claim that Tolkien makes is that he found the red book that has all these things and he translated it.
Right.
That's his story.
Works. Now, I know that with The Hobbit, I think you get into The Hobbit a little quicker. You talk about, the Hobbit hole not being a nasty hole and all that stuff, and then you go right into it. I am now at the, they just escaped from the trolls.
Well, the Hobbit, it was not originally supposed to be a part of his world that he had been building with the Silmarillion. Mm-hmm. Eventually, it got pulled in, so that's why he had to actually find ways to make sure it fit in his world. He had to adjust some things because initially it wasn't part of it. So that's why it has a different feel than Silmarillion or Lord of the Rings.
I haven't read Silmarillion yet, but I have been able to get into Silmarillion.
Silmarillion, you really have to go into there realizing, think like you're reading mythology.
Yeah.
And if you go into it that mindset, it's a lot easier. That being said, I haven't finished Silmarillion.
Yeah, I'll try Silmarillion once I get through the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because actually, I misspoke. I've not gotten through the trolls yet. We're getting to the point where Gandalf is going to come.
I have to admit, knowing some of the things I do now about what's in the Silmarillion, whether from reading it or from watching Tolkien videos, I'm getting more depth out of things that are just kind of mentioned in passing. I'm like, oh, I know what that is. So, things I didn't get before.
Yeah. Okay, so that takes care of that. I don't know that we have no real life. So I guess we should first. Do we have life stuff to talk about?
Well, I don't really think so.
No, I don't think so either. So we want to thank everybody who commented. I apologize for not having gotten to the comments. I usually get to them in the morning before.
Once you finish the thing about the comments, I do have a recipe thing.
Okay. I try to get to the comments before we start podcasting, but I got up late this morning. As I said, I didn't get a good night's sleep, so I didn't get to the comments. I will get to them as soon as I'm able. So we want to thank Stephanie and Looney Hiker and Wendy MacGyver and Kara and LNS Crafts and Brittany, Barbara, Steph, and Chronically Crocheting and Jodadiah for commenting. I apologize that I haven't gotten to it. Ty hasn't had a chance to get to you guys either. She's been fatigued, but we will do our best. One of us will do our best to say something as soon as we can because we love hearing from you.
Yes.
All right, why don't you go ahead and say what you had to do?
I almost forgot. This is the first time I've had energy to think about cooking for weeks, anything that's real cooking. And I pulled out of the freezer the filling I had for my white bean quesadilla recipe. So I went ahead and I baked those yesterday, and it is quite good. It's got cannellini beans, my fake mozzarella cheese, my gluten-free, dairy-free tortilla shells, and it makes 6 of them. But it's a full in comparison. Gluten-free tortilla shells are small, but it makes a total of 6 quesadillas. So made those. I really enjoyed that yesterday. It's a bit mild, so it's good with salsa. So yeah, I enjoyed being able to make that. Father actually, when he came by, without thinking he had an appointment, when he didn't, surprised me because I was in the middle of trying to cook that.
You should have given him one. Here's lunch, Father. Yeah.
He's too busy distracted by our gumball machine.
Oh, he's funny.
We have. Gosh, how long have you had that gumball machine?
Oh, we got that when we first married.
Was it full when you got it?
I think we emptied it a couple of times.
Okay, because I remember as a kid getting the stuff out of there.
But it hasn't been refilled at least 22 years.
No, honestly, that thing, I can't imagine. I told him, even if the sugar itself wouldn't hurt you, I doubt that the gum is still chewy.
Yeah, I think he'd probably break his teeth.
I think he'd break his teeth because he figured out that if you turned it, the gumball would come out even without a coin. So he was super excited, and it's just like, well, I don't know that's best for you to have that because that's been there almost as long as I can remember, and you might break your teeth.
Yeah, he's funny. I'm gonna miss him. He's got one more week. He's gonna come and do confession here at the house. I'm gonna make brownies for him so he has something to take back. But I'm gonna miss him. He's really taking care of our family when we couldn't get to church. When he very personable. very, just a very good priest. And
Yes.
I'm going to miss him. He's going someplace where there's 4 other priests, so that's good because he's been very overworked here.
Yeah.
Because our pastor retired in the middle of the pandemic.
Yes.
So he was really running around. I mean, he had Easter to do all by himself, and I'm glad he's going somewhere where he can get a little bit of
a little bit of rest.
rest.
And even though he'll still be busy, at least he can have someone he can like vent to instead of like having to keep it professional.
Because he's funny. I was like, well, all you really have to do, we want you to stay here. All you have to do is just say no to the bishop. Because, that's just something that you do, right? I mean, but anyway, we're going to miss him. He's a very good priest. We have 2 new priests coming in. So that'll be nice. Hopefully we'll be able to get, acclimated to them really quickly and them to us. But, so we want to wish you all a wonderful, blessed week full of knitting, crocheting, crafting, whatever it is that makes you happy. And we hope to see you here again for the Fun in the Woman Cave next week. This is the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 458, and that's a wrap.
Bye.